Welcome to Choice Effect. I suspect that you're going to really enjoy this trick for a number of reasons. First, it's super simple to do, very easy to do. Second, the effect is very, very clear. So people respond to the clarity and the drama of that. Third, it doesn't always end with the same card, which is so cool. The reset's really quick. There's a whole bunch of things you're going to like about this trick. Let's jump right inside right now. Let me apologize for some of the ambient sound. For some reason, my neighbors next door today beside my studio are particularly loud. What can you do? But anyway, here we go. So here's what you get. You get a jumbo envelope. You get the perfect size small envelope. Some Post-it notes. And of course, the 8 beautiful cards. Now, I'm going to show you the secret setup involved, and it's going to take a few minutes to do. But the really cool thing is that once you get this set up, you will be good to go, and like I said, the reset's very, very simple. Here's what you do. First, right now, it may look like my hands, front and back, are empty, obviously, apart from my 8 cards here. The beautifully 4-color printed tarot cards. Apart from my hands and the tarot cards, it looks like it might be empty, but that is not the case, okay? Because, are you ready? You ready to have your mind blown? On the back of every one of the tarot cards, I have secretly set up a folded prediction, okay? So I've jumped ahead of myself here, but I wanted you to see that even when I handle these, off the top, I wanted you to get a real sense of how deceptive and how nobody would ever think twice about this principle being involved in the trick. That's very important that you see that you believe that off the start. Now, let's jump ahead to all the tiny details that will absolutely make or break your performance of this shocking, shocking reputation-making kind of mentalism effect. Okay, we'll use the devil card. Okay, the devil card. I take a Post-it note, okay? And this is the sticky side. This is the sticky side right down here, okay? And what I do is I write the word devil. Devil, boom. Okay, on. So, this is sticky up here. This is the devil down here, okay? I take this off. This is the devil, the word the devil. And I'm going to fold this not quite in half. I'm going to fold it, I want you to see here, not quite in half, but almost in half. I'm going to leave about, I don't know, a quarter, a fifth, something like this, of the sticky part in this corner, okay? So I folded the word inside, then the sticky part here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so that's the one sticky part up there, okay? I'm going to take the card, I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick it on the back. Now, it doesn't matter if it's this way or this way, but what does matter is I'm going to draw a little X on this, like this. I'm going to show you guys right now. The sticky corner is right there, okay? So it is stuck to the card. In fact, to make sure it's stuck and lies flat with the others, I'm going to take my thumbnail or my fingernail, and I'm going to really press against the fold, give it a nice rub, okay? So now I have really flattened that sucker. Let me press, and I got to press that down, sorry. And then with my nail, I'm going to press this down as well. There. What you want to do, of course, it's almost like using an old magician's wax, a little bit of wax. So it's quite nicely, if you tug on it, it'll come off, but you can put it with the stack of the others and it will stay on. And so that X marks the spot. Now the reason, so what I want you to see, because I'm right-handed, I have the sticky corner, the little sticky corner of it stuck on the right side. For me, what is the right side of the card? On the camera, it looks left. But it's the right side of the card, okay? That's important for the final move, all right? So that's my setup of this card, and I have it. I've done it, I haven't pressed these down as firmly as I might, but I have them. Now notice that if you make sure you press them down really firmly, you can take these cards, okay? Drop them on the table, and nobody will ever think for a second that there's anything, and when you're done, if you happen to be doing a situation where you want to drop them on the table, when you're done, look how relatively casually I can pick up everything. Everything stays together, okay? Bit of a light touch, you just have to be careful you don't catch the corner of the table, but everything is set to go. Now, I have these cards, they can be in any order, okay? I have them all inside the envelope here, all right? And again, you want them, when you slide it in, you don't want to catch the corner of the bottom one. Have them all slid inside the envelope here, okay? And I have my empty envelope right up in here, like this, okay? This whole thing now, this is one of the things I adore about this trick, this whole thing can be tucked down inside, and just like that, I am ready I can do this trick. This can be in my back pocket, my jacket pocket, my case, wherever. I can have this, and just boom, I am ready to go. Now, there's two distinct handlings for this trick, all right? Here is the one I use the most. I don't even need the marker. The one I use the most is this. I take these out. I mentioned tarot cards, fortune, superstition, whatever. I take these out like this. I grab everything. It all slides out. This goes in my pocket or my case or off to the side. And I say, I have a prediction in here. I wrote a word on a piece of paper right in here. I want to leave that right there, but don't let that distract you. Don't let that, in fact, maybe I shouldn't even, I don't want you to ignore this. Ignore that, okay? Don't even, and I play a big game with people about ignoring it. I push it off this side, another inch, maybe have someone hold on to that, and then every now and then as I go through here, say, but don't let my prediction affect you, okay? Remember, you're supposed to ignore that. Don't think of my, it gets to the point where I can even say to people, now remember, you're not supposed to be thinking of, and then they say, your prediction, right? So it becomes a running gag. But I've taken out the envelope. I say there's a prediction. Maybe someone's holding on to that, okay? Then I give them a second to really take it. I say I have 8 cards, and and I lay these out: the Devil, the Fortune, the Tower, the Moon. And if I don't have a surface, I can just show them change, art, Chariot, Strength. I can handle them. I don't need a table for this, which I love. Okay. Now, if you want, you can say a little bit about each. Okay, it's very simple to say a bit about the Moon, the Tarot, Fortune, the Devil. A little bit of, you almost set yourself up for some cold reading. And change can be about emotional or intellectual. Art, of course, can be about creativity or even just your perspective on the world. The Chariot is actually about industry, about constant effort. And Strength, of course, can be emotional strength, spiritual strength, physical strength. So notice there, I just said a line or two about each, or you can say a lot more about whatever you want. But the bottom line is you have someone announce which card they feel drawn to in particular, and emphasize they can change their mind, okay? Now, let's say they've gone with, as we prepared, the Devil. And there's my Devil, okay? Now, I'm going to use an old move by Ed Marlowe. He used to do it with the cards in a card case, but I'm going to use it here. I take the last card, whatever one's there, and I say, are you sure that's the one you want? I show my hand. You're sure you want the Devil? And they say yes. Now, I take the envelope. I say, remember there was a prediction in the envelope. From the very beginning, I said I had a prediction. I lay it perpendicular. You can see where I'm going here. So it's not this way. It's perpendicular to the card, all right? I open the flap. I'm going to put my thumb inside and apparently pull out the prediction, like that. But at the same time, my fingers are going to go below, and I want you to see this is why. My fingers, it's very important that the sticky part is nearest my fingers so that when my fingers reach past that, and with just a little bit of pressure, the prediction will start to slide and come right off, right? So I'm here. This is, and with just a single gesture, this is below the card. I go in like this, and I want you to see this illusion, guys. Tell me that this doesn't look exactly like it came out of the envelope. It's a beautiful place for this, okay? So they see both sides of the envelope. I reach inside there, and it's very casually. This is the one you were thinking of. I had a prediction from the beginning. I put this on here as if I'm just to free my hand up to reach inside. I reach inside, like I said. I get hold of this. I pull this out with one flowing, and I either hand this to someone, which is nice misdirection, following through, hand this to someone, or I just pull it out myself and hand this to everybody, and they can examine everything, which is awesome there, like this, okay? Then I take this, I say you could have said any one, and I open up, and I'll often not let them see it at first, so I'll leave it behind my fingers, and then turn it over. And they can do it with anyone. So that's the basic handling, which I think you'll agree is nominal and deceptive, looks great, whole thing flows beautifully. I love that what they end up with, they can examine this. Now, a couple of fine points. Fine point number one. Once they have chosen one of the cards, let's say, like we said, the Devil, okay, and the prediction's still in the back, I say, you're sure this is the one you want? Okay. And I'll put this on the table, okay? And if I happen to, obviously, if I'm working in a situation where I don't have a surface to lay these down, okay? In that case, I'll show them, have them name one. I'll say, Art, are you sure? Art's the one you want. And I remove that and go south with these. Boom, they all go to my pocket, my case, inside breast pocket of my jacket, whatever, okay? So I'm just down to this card. If, on the other hand, I'm working, if I have a surface and I've spread them all out, because the point is you want to end with all these cards tucked away so nobody is tempted to take a look at them, okay? Because people will be curious. Now, if they narrow it down to the Devil, so I'll say, so you don't want strength, you don't want change, fortune doesn't speak to you, the Tower, you're sure not the Tower, okay? Not art, not the Moon, not the Chariot. You've narrowed it down to the Devil. And again, I go south with those, I get rid of those. Pick this up, bring all focus here, get the small envelope, which hasn't been opened yet. I go from there. I say, we narrowed it down to these two. My prediction, your card, okay? So that's one important point about getting rid of that. Now, the other presentation you can use, which I think has a real power to it, and that is you can start, since the envelope starts empty, you can start by having someone take a look at the envelope. You don't mention that you've made a prediction prior. They take a look at the envelope, okay? Then you, they're holding onto the envelope. You take out some of your notes here, okay? Scribble anything you want down, okay? Anything you want, scribble it down. Now remove it, okay? And it's important you don't let anybody see because it bleeds through a bit, right? It's important that you handle it in a way that people can only see the edges of it. Right? Then fold it in half, okay? Boom, like this, fold it in half. Take it and openly and carefully put it inside the envelope as your prediction. This has a certain powerful psychology about it now because they can feel a prediction, okay? They can hold on to it. They examined it from the beginning, and now you have the exact same ending, okay? Where you narrow it down to one card, like we did, the devil card, okay? Exact same ending. Narrow it down to one. You've got this here, here like this, and then you reach inside and do the false pull out, and boom, and you're done like that. Well, that's choice effect. I think you'll agree. It uses a fascinating principle in a really clean, direct, and dramatic way. I love the reset on it. It can be very simple because you can actually just take the prediction, fold it, fold it in half in front of them, pick up the card as well, kind of put the two together and off to the side very casually. And as you do that, you can actually squeeze. With a little bit of practice, you'll find that if you lay the card on top of the folded prediction the right way, with a little bit of squeeze, you can have the folded prediction immediately reattach itself to the back of the correct card, add that to your stack, and you're ready to go again and again and again with different cards. So I love that about this. It's dramatic, it's easy to do, and it uses items that people find engaging. I'm a big fan of using borrowed items, straws and toothpicks. Sure, I'm going to borrow your toothpick, straws and dollar bills and rings and all that stuff from people. But in contrast, that I also like to use items sometimes that are soaked in emotion, that are soaked in meaning. And this is the kind of thing that's part of the power of choice effect. Have fun. And thank you so much.